Hello, dear colleagues. We're going to start in 3 minutes. Please be ready. Готовность 10 секунд. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Greetings from Moscow, from Sputnik News Agency and Radio. We are now starting our workshop. My name is Daria Nagovitsina. I represent International Cooperation Department at Sputnik News Agency. And next to me is my colleague, our top expert on everything connected with AI, head of online projects at Sputnik News Agency, Artem Chibarov. We are very happy to welcome our participants and our co-organizer, Yuna OIC. That is our fourth meeting, and we are really excited about it. So I would like to give a word to Director General of Yuna, Mr. Mohammed Aliyami. Please.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وبعد. أصحاب السعادة ممثلي وكالات الأنباء الأعضاء الزملاء الإعلاميين، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسرنا أن نرحب بكم في مستهل هذه الورشة التدريبية التي تهدف إلى التعرف على الإمكانيات الكبيرة التي يتيحها الذكاء الاصطناعي في مجال إنشاء المحتوى الإخباري بمختلف أشكاله، والمخاطر والفرص المرتبطة بتوظيف الذكاء الاصطناعي في هذا الجانب، إضافة إلى استعراض أبرز الأدوات والتطبيقات التي يحتاجها العاملون في هذا المجال. ويسعدنا أن نستعين في مناقشة هذه القضايا المهمة بالخبرة الكبيرة لوكالة سبوتنيك المعروفة بسهاماتها المهمة في مجال الذكاء الاصطناعي، شاكرين لها حرصها على مشاركة تجاربها مع الصحفيين في الدول الأعضاء بالمنظمة التعاون الإسلامي، الأمر الذي يعكس إيمانها العميق بنقل المعرفة وتبادل الخبرات المهنية على الصعيد العالمي. أصحاب السعادة الزملاء الإعلاميين، لقد أصبح الذكاء الاصطناعي بمثابة الواقع الذي يفرض نفسه يوما بعد يوم في العمل الاتصالي والإعلامي وفي حياة الصحفيين، وهو ما يفرض علينا التكيف مع هذا التحول ومواكبة ثورة الذكاء الاصطناعي الذي ستغير بمفاهيمها وأدواتها شكل العمل الصحفي كما عهدناه وألفناه طيلة العقود الماضية. وإننا في اتحاد وكالات أنباء دول منظمة التعاون الإسلامي لنعمل أن تقدم هذه الورشة أساسا متينا للوعي باستخدامات الذكاء الاصطناعي في مجال إعداد القصص الإخبارية، ليس فقط من حيث الأساليب والتطبيقات التي يتم توظيفها، وإنما أيضا من حيث السياسات والأخلاقيات التي ينبغي أن نتحلى بها نحن الصحفيين أثناء استعانتنا بالذكاء الاصطناعي لأداء جانب من مهامنا الإعلامية اليومية. وهذه الورشة كما تعلمون تأتي في إطار سلسلة من الورش والدورات التي عقدها الاتحاد في مجال الذكاء الاصطناعي والإعلام، وذلك في إطار تعاون مثمر وبناء مع عدد من المؤسسات الإعلامية الدولية المرموقة. وختاما أشكركم على حضوركم لهذه الورشة، كما أشكر الزملاء في سبوتنيك على جهودهم في الإعداد لها، آملين أن تتحقق منها الفائدة المرجوة وأن تثمر مزيدا وعي وتحسن في الأداء الإعلامي للمشاركين. وبالله التوفيق. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Al-Yami, for your kind words. Sorry. So our collaboration is of great value to us, and we are very delighted to see it flourishing in various areas. When our organization signed the MOU in 2021, we were fully committed to making it effective and practical, and we are very pleased to see it flourishing so well and working so well since then. So I will just tell a few words about Sputnik. It's a modern news agency whose products include news wires, websites, social media, mobile apps, radio broadcasts, and multimedia press centers. Headquarters of Sputnik is located in Moscow, and the regional offices are located in key regions such as China, Egypt, United States, India, etc. The media group, Россия сегодня, has launched a Sputnik brand in 2014. And today, the editorial staff of Sputnik works in almost 30 languages, including English, Spanish, French, Arabic, German, Farsi, Chinese, etc. And we have Sputnik newswires that work around the clock in English, Spanish, Arabic, Farsi, and Chinese. Today, we are launching our Sputnik Pro workshop on pros and cons of artificial intelligence in creating news content. And we are going to share our experience with you, and we hope to benefit from this workshop as well, to see the different perspective on AI and on how we can bring closer the multiculturalism of journalism. So today I'm going to present you my colleague. He's next to me, a great expert at the agency, Mr. Artem Chibaryov. Artem started his career as a journalist in Sputnik's Spanish newsroom, after which he worked as editor-in-chief of the Spanish editorial office. Afterwards, he headed to development of Sputnik online information resources with a focus on social media and the use of news technology and tools in working with them. So we're going to hold our workshop in English, but we also have simultaneous translation to French and Arabic. I hope you enjoy it. Artem, floor to you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Thank you, Dari, for such a great presentation. So today we're going to discuss the pros and cons of artificial intelligence nowadays. And first of all, we're going to talk about the meaning of artificial intelligence nowadays. So artificial intelligence, in its broader meaning, is a new technology of the 21st century that delivers numerous opportunities for news media outlets and also saves time and effort for news media staff. Yes, it's quite important nowadays. And talking about the topic of our discussion, of our workshop, let's start from the definition of what is news content itself. So news content refers to the information that is distributed through various channels like social media accounts, websites, TV media, radio, and of course, printed media. Our focus in Sputnik is mainly delivered to social media accounts nowadays, because a lot of people, a great audience is using social media on everyday basis. Talking about the artificial intelligence and its help in generating news content. AI-generated news content, in broad sense, is news stories that are created entirely by algorithms and machine learning techniques without detailed human intervention. So this is its broader meaning. And in its narrow sense, AI-generated news content is news that is created using algorithms and machine learning methods under human supervision. That is what we are doing, for example, in Sputnik on different languages. Talking about the cons of this technology and of the methods that we use and that different media outlets are using. So globally speaking, many news articles appear recently on the web that in the future, AI will replace many human jobs. So this is like a global threat for news media. And locally speaking, many neural networks are really biased. This is quite important to mention because they collect data from open sources ranked by also biased Google. For example, if you ask ChatGPT, a popular AI instrument, to create an illustration or an image on a not so popular public opinion in the Western countries, it may not help you and it may tell you to correct your prompt or change it to another one. Many neural networks can also violate copyrights, and they violate it depending on geography. Like different countries, different regions have different rules on using AI technologies. Their work is based on collecting existing information on the web and processing it, generating the prompt that you need. In general, the issue of limiting AI-generated content is special and unique for each country and for each government. It is also quite important to mention that many neural networks do not work well enough because AI is a technology that is on its stage of quite fast development. Sometimes it is simply faster and better to spend some time and do something yourself. It is important to remember that artificial intelligence and the instrument and the tools are currently primarily an auxiliary tool and not the main one. Many social networks where AI-generated news content is published put special marks and even prohibit its publication. I guess that some of you have already seen those marks on, for example, TikTok or on YouTube, in the description of YouTube videos or on the covers to YouTube videos and shorts, that this video was created with the use of AI technology. The same for TikTok. For example, we were talking about the recent elections in the United States. There were quite many situations when people were, it was not possible for the people to share content because with the use of the AI, because of the limitations of the TikTok based on the electoral process in the United States. So the rules of this social media were quite tense. Also, public opinion. Yeah, the same public opinion is also pretty important nowadays because the issue of audience distrust on social media in general is quite necessary to highlight. Many readers prefer it when people tell them the news and not some mystical creature, created by the AI tool. for example, in Sputnik, we have one of our AI anchors named Nika. And when she dealt with some representatives of a conservative audience, we met different comments like, you have to prove the news that you publish. We do not trust Nika because she's not real. How we can follow you because of this and that. In general, these AI anchors are quite popular nowadays, and we also meet a lot of articles from Western media dedicated to these AI anchors of Sputnik, and they praise them. And these comments from, for example, The Sun and other tabloids and quite serious news outlets, they really make us proud that we not just spend our time useless, that we create something that is interesting for the internet audience. And we're going to continue doing this. Content formats that can be generating using artificial intelligence and its tools. So AI video generation. Here we are talking about AI presenters, yes, AI anchors, and AI video sequences and different programs. Here we can use such tools as Genmo or Runway, Pictory, Luma AI, Wizard AI, quite popular nowadays, the last one. To work with AI tools, it is also really important to mention the geographical details, because different accents, different languages, they require some specific approach to the production of the AI anchor and of the AI news in general. So here we can talk about, for example, AutoCAD. This tool is great when you work, for example, in Hindi language, because it recognizes different and particular accents of different regions of India. So it makes the content created more familiar to the audience that you want to listen and look for your content. One of the most popular recently AI tools is named PicaArt. It helps you take, for example, any photo you like, for instance, of yourself, or of your friend, of your colleague, of any familiar person, and, for example, play with it, if we can say so, by creating a clay model or just something like that, make it disappear, vanish, or appear in some location. It is quite popular in TikTok. If we're talking about AI photo generation, here we can mention Crayon, Russian Kandinsky service, quite popular too, Midjourney, of course, and many, many more. Working with text is also one of the main parts of journalism still, yeah. And today we oftentimes use AI text writing, AI text editing, like with the help of ChatGPT and the like services. So we can, if we have a quick production of news, of programs, etc., and we have a flow of ideas on how to present it, of the selection of the right angle for presenting this news and program. So we can ask ChatGPT to show us numerous variants of titles for us to choose the most appropriate one. If we're talking about AI audio generation, because Sputnik is not only online news outlet, but it is also a radio. So if we're talking about AI audio generation, like AI voice acting or AI music, here we can talk about 11 Labs. 11 Labs is an AI service that helps you to create quite a real-like voice. It looks quite real. Yeah, we in Sputnik use it to create an AI radio program where we read some morning news or where we sum up the events of a day in the evening. So it really saves our time and effort. Yeah. And returning to our AI news anchors, what services do we use to create them? For instance, it is Deep Brain AI. A year and a half, we started using a special AI avatar in Sputnik, and it seemed like something completely new to us. And in fact, what we have as a result is their popularity, is a lot of news from not so friendly colleagues from the West, writing different cool stories about these AI anchors. It is also important to mention that after we started to make these AI anchors, they began to appear in different countries around the globe, like in India, in China, in Kuwait. And these countries also started to produce their own software. Like in India, they have their own software based on the regional details, yes, of the country. Talking about the pros, yes, of using AI technologies in our work, it is the ability to choose different skins for your AI anchors. Some companies give you an opportunity to design a presenter, a TV presenter yourself, from real people, from your colleagues, to suit your audience's taste. One of our Sputnik anchors, the avatar, is based on the appearance of my colleague. So we made a video with her where she read a small part of some piece of news. And after that, we generated a whole new avatar with the use of AI technologies. Afterward, we generate programs on YouTube with this AI anchor that delivers news on different topics. Quite an interesting experience, to tell the truth. Also, I cannot name it nor an advantage nor a disadvantage. Many TV presenters, TV anchors are already digitizing themselves so that their face and voice can be used by an AI anchor. Here, we also return to a popular point of view, quite an apocalyptic one, that one day AI will replace our jobs. Summing it all up, I would like to say that today, AI technologies provide a huge space for creativity, for new ideas in your work approach and your workflow, a huge amount of new content and new ways of presenting this content can help if used correctly, and this is quite important to mention, used correctly, not only to make news even more attractive and interesting for your audience, for your readers, for your followers, but also to increase the audience of such an innovating new media. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for such an insightful speech. I have a few questions from myself before we start the Q&A session. So just a quick reminder, you all, we have a Zoom chat where you can write all of your questions and then I will ask them to our speaker. So there are a few disadvantages that using AI implies. What can you say, how we can battle them, such as maybe loss of creativity and risk of misinformation? How can we ensure that our news content is still authentic and true, so we can stay true to our readers?
Thank you for your question. I have already mentioned it, that even though the AI technology is presented nowadays as something that may one day take our jobs away, take our places and our companies away, it is still an auxiliary tool. It only helps you to save your time and effort, to make your life, if we can say so, easier. It can provide you with some new ideas, some new approaches, but it doesn't save you from fact-checking. So if you work in a news agency, in a news media, you always have to check the facts that you provide to your audience, no matter how big it is. When you create a text for your post, when you create a title with the help of AI, when you produce voiceovers of your AI anchors, you always have to check what you put in his or her mouth. Yeah. So you always have to check what they say, what they write, how they deliver the angle of the news in discussion. So yeah, this is quite important to follow each step of AI creation.
Thank you. And are there any principles to have journalists and media representatives to implement AI technically? So let's say there is a news agency who is just starting using AI to speed the process, but they don't know how to do it ethically. What can you advise them?
So today there are lots and lots of AI tools. They appear as independent applications, they appear as independent web pages, and all you need is find them. Every day, many videos and guidelines appear on how to use this or that AI tool. And the only way you can find them is just look for them. So every day you have to open your social media, you have to look through your feed, and without any doubt, you can find something new about the AI. Yeah. So you find an AI tool that you are interested in. So there is always a 7-day trial. So you can try it out. You can try it out and understand whether you need it or not. And after you understand that you need it, that without it, your life will not get easier, it will stay like it is. So after that, you decide to have it. And after that, you use it. It's just as simple as that. It's just a question of experience. So the more you work with it, the better you work with it.
Well, thank you. So you mentioned several times the apocalyptic prognosis, the disappearance of journalism as a profession. Do you really believe in it? Can AI really take our jobs?
We can talk about that not only from the stance of journalism. This apocalyptic prognosis, they appear on every side of our life, not only journalism. It may be any job in question. The thing is that today, many regulatory offices, they limit the AI technology. that is used today. They prohibit you from the usage of AI technologies in many social media. They mark your videos. They give you an opportunity to put the label like AI created content, just to make it more clear. Personally speaking, I think that it is really just an auxiliary tool. It's just something that helps you to make a quality content. And I think that it is too early to talk about some AI revolution that will somehow change the processes that are running in the world. So I think that it is too early.
Okay, thank you. But what about maybe senior journalists who have experience in working in the sphere for years? They have adapted to the traditional instruments, and now there is AI that can make our work more effective, make it much faster. How can they adapt to this era of technology, especially, well, in the face of challenges posed by AI?
AI tools are not a separately standing service. It needs human to work with it. It needs some prompts to generate the news and the video, for example, that you need. So you cannot hire, for example, an AI anchor and just leave him or her as he or she is. Just you have to prepare some text, you have to prepare the prompts, you have to prepare, for example, the questions and answers. You have to put down the script of the video or of a radio program. It's just a tool that helps you to save your time, really, yeah.
Are there any maybe steps that we can learn? Because, well, when I first started using the AI, I didn't know how to do it, and nobody did, because it was just appearing. But then I realized, well, maybe I can learn from AI itself. So maybe there is this shift when AI learns from people, but then people learn from AI.
So the question of how to start using AI technologies in your everyday work depends on the targets and the aims of the editorial office you're working in. So if one of the objectives of your working process is to start using AI technologies as much as possible on an everyday basis, so your everyday work will be dedicated to finding these AI tools. So you will have no other way but to understand how they work. So this is how it works, really. And after that, you know, working with AI is like a social media manager. This work is quite similar. So social media manager, this person not only just prepares some text and post it and post, he always tries to find something new, some new approach, some new tool, some new angle, something creative, and this is quite the same. So if you have a person that works with AI technologies, with AI tools, he on everyday basis searches down on the web, tries to find something new, some new approach, how he can deliver this or that, how he can create some new video in a new interesting way. So yeah, this is just you know, a topic of dedication.
Okay, so we've talked about a few AI tools, but our listeners seem to be more interested in ChatGPT itself, the most famous one. So there are a couple of questions. Does ChatGPT have positive effects on health and environment? And can this tool, ChatGPT, innovate?
Mm-hmm. So the question is on its influence on health and
environment.
Health and environment. So I can be mistaken, but the way I understand the question gives me some sense of misunderstanding of how we can vinculate the thing, a real thing, and a digital one. So how they interconnect between themselves. So you can use ChatGPT to help you to write a step-by-step instruction on how to prevent environment from becoming worse and worse, for instance. Or you can ask ChatGPT to create some new ideas on some health approaches, on how to make them better. But can it really affect health and environment? I think not. Without human intervention, no, it can't.
But I think people often mistake the negative effects that AI tools have on the environment with the effects that people can have on these environments, because, well, people can do whatever they want with or without AI tools. So it's more of the way you use it. It's more of the way, the creative way you think of using it, other than, well, what the AI tools can do themselves.
Yes, and afterwards people make decisions and not AI tool.
Yeah. So next question from our participants is, how can we evaluate the production of artificial intelligence compared to human production on the computer?
The answer to this question is not quite simple, because it depends on the content that you produce. If we're talking about a short video, of course, it is quite faster to make it with AI. If we are talking about some big program, for example, an interview, of course, I think that taking into consideration the aims and objective of this or that editorial office, it is better to ask your colleague that works with video to make a good interview from the video point of view. If we are talking about AI help, also in this process, for example, if we're talking about an interview, a video interview, we can ask AI to help us with title creation. It can help us create a YouTube description for this interview, where it will take into consideration these CEO things, hashtags, some keywords that are quite important for YouTube and other social media algorithms that will push your video to your new audience. So this is quite of a good help, yeah.
Thank you. I think we have partly covered this question, but there is still a question. Is it possible for AI to completely abandon the human aspect in audiovisual and digital production?
On one side, yes, it can. In many years, but on the other side, no, it cannot, because of the limitations put on it from the governments of different countries. For example, in the United States, they feel the increasing importance of AI tools in people's everyday life, so they try to put some limits to its creation. They ask the social media to make some improvements to its policies so that people will not violate anybody's rights. They will not violate any copyrights. They will not violate people's beliefs in some cases. I think that returning to the point that it may one day replace audiovisual experts, it also depends on the time of the development of these tools. So if they are going to rise, yes, from the technological ashes, so yeah, it may not replace, but it can take away a big part of work on this or that content, yes.
People are concerned with the regulations of AI. Is it regulated by any international laws? Who controls it? How can we make sure that it is actually being controlled not by the ethics of an individual, but by the society in general?
I cannot tell you this on behalf of any government. Yeah, I can only tell you from the point of view of the user. Because we also are users of these technologies. As far as I know, there is no international regulation of these AI tools. Every country tries to create some usage policies that are based on their regional some cases. Like in the United States, you have this and that limitations. You can do this and that. For example, in India, you cannot do what you can do in the United States with the AI technologies. You can do in Russia something that you cannot do in Africa, for example, in any country of Africa. So it depends. But nowadays, there is no unified international regulation document on this.
Thank you. And there is a more practical question. How can artificial intelligence programs be developed for the press organizations? So how can they be tailor-made based on the press organization's private archive? Other models of this type, what are most prominent programs used by journalists to help them produce this content for the organization themselves?
The decision of the usage of this or that AI tool is on behalf of every editorial office. If an editorial office decides to acquire this or that AI tool, it understands the danger that it can provide. But there is also an opportunity to use the code of this or that AI tool and create something on the basis of your editorial office. So if you are keen on the development of the AI instruments and you understand as a news outlet, for example, that this is one of the main causes of your development, so it is quite wise to think about developing this technology on your basis, like writing down the code, making some tests, and trying to develop it and make it more and more professional, like the popular apps and websites.
Okay, maybe give a few steps of maybe just like simple steps for the news agency or magazine or something that is just implementing AI. Where can they start? Maybe they only know ChatGPT and they don't know how to use other news tools to write, I don't know, press release or piece of news.
First of all, one answer is based on the region. So if you are working with Arabic, if you are working with Chinese language, you have to seek through your section of the internet, yes, on this topic. So what AI technologies, AI tools are popular among your audience, among your region, and also how to start. The question is how to start using new artificial intelligence instruments. So how, for example, we decided to use it. So we opened Google, we opened Yandex, yes, our searching tool, and we put down a simple question. The popular AI tools nowadays, and we find out the tools that I have already that I have told about in my presentation. So this is how it is done. Yes, through trying to discover something new.
Thank you very much. And what technical and human skills are needed to work with AI?
Mm-hmm. First of all, creativity. So yeah, to have a lot of ideas, to have a lot of new approaches on design, if we're talking about video and audio presentation. So this is creativity and readiness to correct the prompts that you are writing in the AI tool. So these are the main parts. Talking about the how to start AI processes. So I have said that we in Sputnik have looked through the internet, our segment, yes, regional segments, because we work in different regions around the globe. So we studied every region where we work and tried to figure out what are the AI technologies that are most popular. And after that, after implementing them, we found out that there are some tools that we can create ourselves. So there are some AI technologies, AI tools and applications that we have developed on the basis of our agency, and we use it on everyday basis, and it is quite popular among other colleagues. So one of them, I will just I'm going to talk about them in a broader meaning. So one of them is dedicated to the work with videos. So you can get a transcript of a video or of an audio, and it can be translated in any language that we work with, and it is made in a couple of minutes. So you do not have to wait for a translator. You do not have to wait for your editor to put down the script in the original language. So it is all done in a couple of minutes. And also we have a tool that is working with images. We use it to create some entertainment content, like here you have a Telegram bot, or here you have a contest on Instagram where you have different images, and you have to upload your own image and see how you're going to look if you were, for example, a president or a prime minister of this or that country. So this is just an entertainment tool. Or if you were, for example, like an actor or an actress from Bollywood or Hollywood, just an entertainment tool. So this is just a couple of examples of the AI technologies that we have developed ourselves.
Thank you. And how can we manage security risks when we use AI?
We cannot. We cannot. So the thing is that many most popular AI tools are developed in the United States, and they are not controlled by any government. They are not controlled and limited by any international regulation document. So we simply do not know how this or that information will be used, how it is collected, where it is collected, where it is going to appear in a day or in a year. So yeah, we do not know it. So here it is quite important to highlight the fact that we always have to think about the work that we are ready to give to AI.
And if we're not creating the content, but if we're reading the content, can we really detect if it was made by AI? Can we see it?
Oftentimes, news agencies and creators in general, they put in the description, or they use the settings of this or that social media, where they put a mark on the content that it is made with the help of AI. And nowadays, the content can be made so professionally that you really cannot understand whether it is real or not. But now more and more limitations appear, and social media themselves, they oblige creators and any other news producers to mark their content if it is made with the help of AI.
For me, I think it's different. When I started using AI, I started thinking that people use it all the time and that they write messages to me, emails to me with the help of AI. It's kind of off. Okay, next question. What are the disadvantages of the technological dependence on AI? Some want to create characters to restrict the use of AI.
What are the disadvantages of the use of AI?
Of the dependence on it.
And dependence on it. So I think one of the main disadvantages of using AI is the dependence on the usage of AI. Yeah, when you use it too many times, when you start to use it always, so it turns out that your staff, your editors, your authors, your creators, they are losing their work. Yeah, they are losing their creativity flow. They are losing their ideas because they, for example, they generate some ideas, they generate some content, but they do not understand how it is going to look like. Yes, they do not produce it when you ask AI to produce it. So your author, your creator just loses an opportunity to visualize what he is going to create. So this is also a disadvantage of using AI. And this also works for news editors who works with texts. So when you ask an AI on an everyday basis to create a title for your news article, so your news editor also loses an opportunity to create, to find the right angle of presenting your information, for example, information of your country, information about the people of your country, yes, about the processes that are going on in your country. So yeah, the lack of creativity is one of the main disadvantages of using AI technologies.
I actually think the other one is bias. For example, I use the tool called Perplexity AI as a research tool. And even when I'm looking for special websites, special information about the organizations that are located in several regions, it still gives me the organizations in North America that have hubs or offices in those specific regions. And it's harder for me to use it because I'm not focused on the North America, but it is the main source of information that is poured into these AI tools, the information about that region. So what advice do you have for media professionals to continually develop their skills in content generations or in all aspects? Mm-hmm. Maybe to become more up to date?
Mm-hmm. We have already mentioned it, that many AI tools are really biased because they do not have their own archive of information. They use the data from open sources like Google, etc. So that is why you, for instance, you see the websites about North American companies, because Google is biased, and it advises the AI tool to use the information that it has. And because of the fact that it is biased, so the AI tool itself is also biased. The thing that most of the popular AI tools are developed in the United States and in Europe also, it turns out that many of them are biased. And how to work with it? You have to, the first step is to work with the prompts. So the text that you write in your request in an AI tool. So it has to be more detailed. It has to be more broad. And after quite a lot of attempts, I think that you can get the thing that you wanted to see as a result.
Thank you. How about AI versus human capital? Do you think AI would replace the journalist's job in reporting news, editing, and editorial newsroom management?
I think that today AI is an auxiliary additional tool in the work of journalists, and it will remain so. In the nearest years, I'm quite aware of it. But in the future, we do not know what is going to be with the limits on the AI, with the regulatory documents, international regulatory documents. We do not know which flow the AI technologies are going to choose in the next years. But for now, I can say that it only helps us to save our time, our effort, and it cannot replace our work, because we need to control the process. We need to check the facts. We need to check the information. We have to look through the video that AI generates. We have to listen to the audio, for example, of a radio program that AI produces. Only after that, because we have to think about our audience. We have to think about our listeners, our viewers, our followers on social media. We have to think about the product that we deliver to them. So that is why I'm quite sure that in the nearest future, these AI tools, they are not developed enough. So this is quite a new technology. It appeared only a couple of years ago. It is quite impossible for a technology in this little time to conquer the world and keep us away from our jobs.
Speaking of regulations, does Sputnik have a regulation on AI in editorial room? Would you spare to the highlight of the regulation?
Mm-hmm. So in Sputnik, we use AI as a helping hand. So this is a summary of our usage of AI technologies in our everyday work. So we do not have AI independent anchors. We do not have AI independent editors. We do not have AI video producers. We do not have AI editors-in-chief in this or that editorial office. So this is just a helping hand, an additional tool that helps us to generate some new ideas in our approach on how to deliver news content, because news media, news as a sector, as a section of internet, it as all other spheres of internet, it develops on everyday basis. It changes quite fast. So we just have to keep up with these changes.
Thank you very much. Dear participants, now I invite you to ask questions by raising your hand in Zoom, and then you can ask questions with your voice.
Dear colleagues, do not be shy.
Yeah, please. I see the question from Bangali Fafana. Please, can you speak?
Allô?
Hello.
Allô, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Moi, je suis Bangali Fofana depuis la République de Guinée à l'agence guinéenne de presse. Je suis heureux de participer à cette formation qui porte sur l'intelligence artificielle. En effet, je voudrais remercier Monsieur Vasili pour sa brillante intervention sur le sujet. Et ma question est de savoir comment nos participants pourront nous obtenir ces outils d'intelligence artificielle en vue de l'exploiter. Merci.
So how can we adapt AI tools, AI instruments in our work? So it depends on the instruments that you look through. So it depends on the purposes of your editorial office. So if you are keen on working with texts, you have to look through the AI instruments, AI tools that are dedicated with the work with text. And if you find the instrument that you need that suits your interests and your objectives best. So after that, you just have to implement this AI tool in your everyday work. And how can you understand, for example, if we are talking about ChatGPT, how to understand how it works? So when you open ChatGPT, whether it is an application or whether it is a website, there is a step-by-step instruction of how it works. So where you have to put in your prompt, where you have to add some details, and how can you have the result of your prompt, yes, of your question, and how to download it, how to correct it, and how afterwards to use it. Also, there are some details on the copyright, how you have to copyright the content that you create on your website, if we're talking about news media, and about how have you to copyright this content on social media.
Thank you. Our next participant who's going to ask a question, Ali Aladwan. Ali, please.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can we speak now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, I guess إنه يعني I can speak in English or Arabic. It's يعني what's the easy for all and for me.
English, please.
No. يعني we want to ask about the يعني the future chat GPT, about how to use in the work or in the business, or the banks مثلا, for example airport, for tickets, for how يعني for the service يعني service.
So the question is the future of ChatGPT as an instrument and how to use it in the daily work, whether you are a business or whether you work in an airport where you produce tickets, or where you are a bank manager. So the thing is that ChatGPT for now does not replace anybody in his or her job. It is an additional tool. It only helps you to make the processes go in a more simple way, in a more fluent way. So in your work, you can use it. It also depends on the work we are talking about, on the way, on how you are going to use it. If we are talking about a bakery, you can ask ChatGPT to create a description of this or that bagel or croissant to make it more attractive for a potential customer, to make it more, more attractive. If we are talking about airport and tickets, so I think that ChatGPT is not the thing that is going to make the life of an airport look more simple. ChatGPT does not have any way of working with customers or with travelers. If we're talking about ChatGPT, ChatGPT can help you to get in touch with a worker of this or that airport, to understand any person in different languages, to ask a question that you need, to get a ticket that you need, but not to help an airport to produce them. So this is not the way how ChatGPT works. If we're talking about banks, I think that we have to separate AI tools and crypto things. So if we're talking about AI tools and banks, we can also talk about advertising. So how bank can deliver its services and its new creative things to potential customer, potential user of its services. So this is a thing that ChatGPT can help with. So ChatGPT is a good tool to produce new ideas, to show you your own business from a new way.
Yeah, it's all about perspective. Thank you very much. Next question from Mr. Ahmed Al-Murtada from OSBU.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. في البداية أشكر اتحاد يونا. سؤالي خاص بالصحفيين واستخدام الشات جي بي تي. عندما يستخدم الصحفيين شات جي بي تي فإنهم سيفتقدون إلى الأسلوب. من المعروف أن كل كاتب له أسلوب في الكتابة. إذا استخدم جميع شات جي بي تي هنا سيكون الأسلوب مختلف عن الكاتب أو عن الصحفي الذي ينقل الخبر بأسلوبه ويضفي على الخبر الأسلوب. فكيف يتم الآن بين الصحفيين؟ شكرا.
So how can ChatGPT help a news editor not waste his time and not spend too much time on that? So the thing is that ChatGPT is created for the purpose of saving your time. And it doesn't matter whether you are a journalist or you are a baker or you are a doctor, etc. So how can it, and it is also a question of experience. So the more you work with ChatGPT, the better you understand the process. So how to put down the most correct prompt, how to understand the changes that you need to acquire. This is the thing of experience. And talking about the experience of our news editor in Sputnik, the more they work with AI tools, not only with ChatGPT, but with the others also, the more quick it gets when you work with them. So it's only the matter of experience and the time you spend on it in the first days.
Thank you. So I've seen there was a question from Abdullah Amiruddin. Are you going to ask a question? Please. Okay, while we're waiting, I have a few questions from the chat. Today, if robots write the news for us, we'll need another AI tomorrow to tell us what's true and what's just digital fabrication. If AI writes the news, can we ever expect to see a robot reporter crying on live TV because the system malfunctioned? That's a great question. Wow, impressive.
Yeah, this is quite an interesting perspective of how the things are going to develop in the future. I think that, as I have already mentioned, if we're talking about news production, AI cannot be the only thing that produces news. There always have to be someone that controls the process, that checks the facts, that look through the scripts, etc. Talking about the live emotions of AI presenters, TV presenters, I think yes. One day they will do it, but they will do it based on the script and the prompts of a TV channel producer that writes this script. If it is necessary for the crew of this or that TV channel, I think that their AI anchor, their AI TV presenter will do also this. So he or she, yes, this AI presenter will cry if it is needed.
So we're not talking about live emotions, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the generated emotions that were programmed by humans.
Yes.
Okay, so next question. How reliable is AI for fact-checking or verifying information in real time? Are there any tools recommended for improving accuracy in reporting?
For now, there are no instruments for improving this accuracy because we have mentioned that AI tools nowadays are quite biased because of the data, because of the information they are based on. So they took the data from our omnipresent Google, which gives them the spec on the things that this Google wants to see in your prompt. So the only way you can fact check, the only way you can make your production more accurate from the point of view of information is to fact check it by yourself, only by yourself, without any help of AI.
Okay, thank you. I see Mr. Abdullah Amiruddin is ready to ask his question.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Pushkov, for your input. I would like to ask about the human oversight in AI reporting. And in what area is human oversight critical to prevent errors or ethical issues in AI generated journalism? That's my question.
Thank you for your question. It is necessary to mention that human aid is necessary in all aspects of using AI. So for now, it is human who invents the prompt. It is human who invents the script. It is human who delivers the final product, who sees the TV program, for example, or a radio program first before the viewers or readers of this or that TV channel or media agency. Working with text, working with I don't know, AI that helps to invent a wonderful presentation also needs a human observation of the process, how the thing that you need is done. Yes. So when you receive it, you always have to look it through because of the fact that the thing that you use, the AI tool that you use is quite often biased if you work with information. So you always have to look it through just to make it more accurate and not to deliver bad news, if we can say so, to your audience.
Thank you. Next question from Salah Murad.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Hello. Fine, thank you.
First, thank you. First, let me appreciate all the effort that you've been contributing between Yuna and Sputnik and to Mr. Alyami also. To Mr. Alyami also. Definitely, there's no doubt that the artificial intelligence has become a significant force in all the area of human development. And this is the fact that this significant step, it will reshape the world among the fields most impacted by the AI in media, is the media challenges. And definitely these effective artificial intelligence in media will lead to a key advancement such as the improvements efficient of media operation by automating routine tasks, analyzing vast amounts of data more quickly, and assisting media professionals in verifying information and detecting the fake news. And that's a fact we have to accept it in our life. But the most important thing, because AI has become a leading word when the next, I do believe the next, my question is how such a trender and these social media can contribute to developing, can contribute to developing the initiative solution to confront the risk of artificial intelligence. Especially in the media field and studying development of these technologies. I really appreciate you and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you so much for your question. So if we're talking about a so-called battle between the social media creators like news media themselves also as part of these media creators, and AI on the other side. So I think that the battle between them, is can be won only by the creative flow of this or that creator. So when the creators on the social media, they present some new approach in content production, when they conquer some new audience, of course, their approach, their pieces of news that they deliver, they become and get more interesting for the audience they work with. I don't know whether I have given the full answer to the question of Salah, but
Okay, next question. Privacy for users, writers, poets, journalists, does ChatGPT preserve it?
To receive an answer to this question, we have to open and look through privacy policy of ChatGPT, of OpenAI, as a parent company of ChatGPT. Only after that we'll understand, because privacy policy is dependent on every region that you work with, on the laws and rules of every country where this or that AI tool is operating. So only after looking through, after studying the privacy policies and usage rules of this or that tool, you will get the understanding of what are the privacy pros and cons.
Okay, I can see that Mr. Ali Al-Dawan wants to ask a question again, please.
First, I would like to thank the Mr. Faisal and Miss I cannot know her name. So yeah, we want to ask about the privacy for journalists or the or newsmaker. Yani we know there is a style or the style about the right news, or مثلا like مثلا Sputnik, like Petra News, like BBC. There is a privacy not I'm use ChatGPT as write some text or news in Petra. How to make a privacy. anybody مثلا can use like my writing in ChatGPT, or ChatGPT keep the privacy for all writers?
Thank you for your question. Does ChatGPT keeps your texts private and your account private as it is? So basing on the policies of ChatGPT, it does protect your account. It does protect your posts. It does protect the texts that you receive because of its privacy policies. But if you accept the option that ChatGPT is as an AI tool will study on the things that you produce using AI, this AI ChatGPT. It is going to use the results of your creations as studying things for just perfecting the generation processes in the future for other users also.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Infrain Nasurati. Infrain, please. Can you please talk and ask a question? So we have time for just one question. Infrain Nasurati. Yes, I'm listening to you.
Bonjour. C'est Nafsamada Simbamba pour TC Comores. Ma question se repose sur l'intelligence artificielle. Est-ce qu'il est un danger pour la vie?
Unfortunately, we did not hear the question. Can you please repeat it?
Danger pour la vie. Vous n'avez pas encore bien entendu. J'espère que vous avez attendu ma question.
Merci de refaire la question.
Unfortunately, we still haven't heard the question. We'll wait for another maybe 30 seconds, and then if we don't have any more questions, we'll be giving closing remarks.
Madame Infran, merci de refaire la question.
Well, I'm sorry, dear listeners. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. So any general advice for our listeners today? Any parting words from your part, Artyom?
So yeah, summing it up. Summing it up, I would like to thank you all for your questions, very interesting questions on quite an important issues of today AI development and how it is going to be used in the nearest and quite far future. I would like to say that today AI technologies provide a very huge space for creativity and development of news production. A huge amount of new content and new ways of how you present and deliver your information, what on its turn can help, if it's used correctly, not only to make your news, your content, your product look even more attractive and interesting for your viewers, listeners, audiences, and followers, but also to increase the audience itself of such a great, innovating media with such a wonderful creative flow. So thank you one more time for such a great discussion, of such a great talk. It was really, really a pleasure for me.
So special thanks from me to all the participants today. You have truly been an amazing audience. Thank you for your questions. They have given us food for thought. We have gotten a new perspective on what interests the audience in terms of artificial intelligence, its usage, its ethics, etc. Thank you for our dear co-organizer, Yuna OIC. It is always amazing working with you. Thank you to Mr. Mohammed Al-Yami, to Mr. Achraf Hidri. It has been a pleasure. I hope we can do more workshops in the future, and I hope you have enjoyed it. So thank you very much and have an amazing day ahead of you.
Ese es